What up, Apex family, and welcome everybody. Fallout here, joined alongside Rambeau. It is time to finally dig into what's been an absolute whirlwind, a crazy last week, crazy last few weeks. Excited to really dig into some important questions, important topics that I know each and every one of you in the community are looking to hear. And I think there's just been such a wild array of opinions that have been shared from all types of different people, Rambeau. I'm excited to have a chance to hear the truth from the horse's mouth here. So with that said, man, how you feeling just in general? Just checking in, man. How you doing?
Yeah, man, I've had better days, I've had worse days, kind of in between. It's definitely been tough to see what some people have to say, but that's life, I guess. Some people are gonna have some opinions on you, I guess.
Always. Yeah. When you choose to be the man in the arena, right? When you chose to sub in for GMT at Champs last year and you chose to become a playmaker and you chose to be the person that everyone watched, you also chose to be talked about. And look, a lot of people have opinions when they're in the arena and when they're looking down at the person that's there grinding every single day. And look, some of those opinions are valid, some maybe not. But I think the goal of this conversation really is to give everyone the full truth, nothing but the truth, both sides of the story as much as we can. No, I will not be Jerry Springering bringing in Keon to this conversation. So you saw that on Reddit, right?
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, that was pretty
Trust me,
funny,
I thought
actually.
about it, and I may have DM'd Keon to see if he was available because I was going to ask you if you're okay with it because I was like, let's just bring them both together and mend this relationship. But Keon was not available, so I never even asked you. That will not be happening. Can confirm. But yeah, we'll give you a chance to tell your side, man. And if Keon wants to, of course, we're happy to jump on with him. But I really do think after chatting with you offline and having a few conversations, I do think hopefully Keon will see this and hopefully, after this conversation, it's water under the bridge. I think you did officially say after this conversation, you really don't want to be continuing to address it or talk about it anymore. You want this to be it, right?
Yeah, man, I kind of just want to move on from the whole situation. I want to just again tell everybody the truth and then just kind of be done with it, man, and then yeah, just move on.
And Chrono just said you played Realm with Keon today. Is that true?
We did. We actually won a game together today. We
Was it?
actually dropped a nuke, dropped like a 16 kill win. Just like old times, I guess. Yeah.
Was it awkward or was it chilling? Like he was
No,
actually
no,
okay?
no, no, man, nah. Definitely not for me. I don't ever have any like
Yeah.
bad blood or like awkwardness. I just and he didn't either. He didn't either. Like
Yeah.
it was. It's so funny because you see the realm queue and it's like 60 people, and you see like I can see like Arcane and like Keon, and I'm always thinking like I'm probably gonna get one of them, but we don't make it awkward. They're cool
Yeah.
dudes, and
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah, they 100% are, man. I got nothing but love and respect for them. I know you do too. So we're gonna dig into that more. Look, y'all know me. I don't hold back. I ask the hard questions everyone wants to know. So we'll definitely do that. And Rambo gave me the okay. I asked him. I said, look, is anything off limits? I want to respect you. And what was your response to that, Rambo? Is anything off limits today?
No, no, man. Like I said, I have nothing to hide, so I mean, let it rip. I got
I,
no lies. I ain't gotta fake anything. So here to
I
just
love
tell
it,
the
man.
truth.
And y'all have a chance to see it and believe for yourself whether or not it's genuine. One thing I can say, I will vouch for this. I think every Apex Pro that has met Rambo in person will vouch for this. This is the most genuine motherfucker you'll ever meet in your entire life, man. He is as real and genuine and good-hearted as it gets. And if you meet Rambo in person, you could definitely vouch for that. But with that said, obviously, no one's perfect, and I think mistakes were made along the way. So again, we'll jump into that. But hey, look, for those that are maybe watching, if you've been living under a rock, you haven't seen what's kind of happened. We're going to recap the situation real quick. So on March 28th, Rambo, you announced your retirement from Apex Legends. Why'd you do that at the time?
Yeah, man. So I was going through like a lot personally at the time, like a lot of family problems. Unfortunately, I know there's some people who think that I saw some comments like he's probably like bullshitting like all the family problems that he was going through, and like I promise you, I'm not. Like within the span of holy shit, man, like a month leading up to it was like right before Pro League started, and then during Pro League started. I had my grandmother pass away. My grandpa was going through multiple surgeries for his cancer, so he wasn't doing good. My dad was thrown into rehab. Like just all kinds of other like family problems. So like none of that is bullshit. Like I was going through a lot. My head was in a horrible like space. It was like a really tough for me to like focus on really anything. I mean, my mom was obviously very, upset and, was
Was it your
crying all the
mom's your
time.
mom's your mom's mother, your
Yeah,
mom's
yeah, yeah,
father?
yeah, yeah. So, on my mom's side of the family. So, she was obviously going through a lot, and, that was, draining on me as a son. It's like one of the toughest things in the world to see your mom upset or your mom crying and all that shit. So, yeah, it was weighing on me, even before this pro league started. And then, yeah, I was definitely, could definitely see it in my gameplay. Absolutely. I wasn't as locked in
Yep.
the beginning of the split, for sure.
and it all kind of came crashing down. You made that decision to retire, which I know wasn't just the last month of, what happened with your family. There was other things that led to that. We'll get to that. We'll have a chance to really dig in there. But that was March 28th. You kept continuing to grind the game after that. Was it because, look, at the end of the day, it was an outlet? I know, Realm came out. What happened after that? Why'd you keep playing the game? So actually, you know what? Hold on. Before we continue to recap, we actually have a clip, and I know you saw this clip. A lot of people on Twitter or competitive Reddit saw this clip. Let's actually roll the tape here so you guys can see some thoughts that were shared by Hal, by Snipe Down, Nocturnal, and others yesterday about this decision. Let's roll the tape. Honest thoughts, opinions, on the whole topic. Obviously it was a crazy whirlwind of 2 weeks. Who's going to give the hot take? Who wants to start?
I don't have a hot take. I mean, honestly, he did the right decision. Like I talked to Rambeau before even like making the decision, and I mean, obviously, it's us as friends. We talked about it. He made the right decision. He wanted to take a mental break. He was going to plan to leave for a full split and a full LAN, and he got approached, and like you just can't resist that offer. It's fucking Dark Zero. Like honestly.
I mean, I'll hot take this then, because it doesn't make any sense to me that you tweet out a retirement, then have a 16-hour stream the next day. Like there was something else going on behind the scenes. Maybe he wasn't happy with his team. Maybe he wasn't happy with whatever was happening on Sentinels. They weren't doing well. Like they did really well last split. He was having a great time. He was kill leader. Then they start doing really poor, and he's like, I'm sure he had a lot of stuff going on. He tweeted about it. He had a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. But to say like you want to retire and you need to take a step back and focus on other things, and then every single day you're playing in a tournament or 16-hour streams the following day, like that doesn't match up with what you just tweeted or what you just.
I have personal stuff going on. I have to set back and blah 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 bullshit. Whatever, you have personal stuff obviously going on, but there's some bullshit there, right? And I just like I love Rambeau. He's a great guy, like you said. He's great vibes, and you have a drink with that guy every single day of the week. But like I lost a little bit of respect for him after that, to be honest, because that's not how you treat your teammates. You just don't treat them like that. Yeah, I get it's all about business and you want to be selfish, et cetera. But at least grow a pair and like tell your teammates like, hey, I don't like playing with you, Arcan, or I don't like playing with you, Keon, or I don't think I deserve to be on this team. I think I deserve to be on a better team. Whatever it might be. You guys are boys. You guys have been playing. You guys have probably known each other for a while. Just tell it how it is. You don't need to lie to their face and then, join the team a week or two later. Just put yourself in Keon and Arcan's shoes. Simple as that.
Yeah, so it must be tough kind of hearing that back. Obviously, those are guys you respect and love, and I think they weren't. There's nothing against you. They got a lot of love for you. But hey, first things first, I just want to give you a chance to react to that. Is it tough kind of hearing that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, obviously, Hal is the biggest figure in our scene, and Snipe Down's been kind of one of the esports goats for like the last 16 years. And they're guys like I tremendously respect, and have nothing bad to say about. They've always been like super nice to me, kept it real. And they're 100% entitled to their opinions. I have no problem with it. I will say, I don't know where, he got the 16 hours from. I definitely did not stream for 16 hours after I retired. I don't know where that came from. The whole, playing after I announced my retirement, to correct that, I retired from comp. I wasn't going to, ever retire. My plan wasn't going to, my plan wasn't going to be to retire from playing the game, just the competitive side. So and during this time period when all this shit was going on in my life, outside, it was kind of my little getaway, I guess you could say. I was spending a good amount of time with my mother, and then, when she was cooling off, I would come play Realm and stuff. And, I've been looking forward to playing Realm ever since I played it, prior to the London LAN, when we were over in London for a bit. So that was something I was looking forward to, to playing. And yeah, I mean, Hal, like I said, he has every right to have his opinion on it, and truthfully, he's right. I mean, I would say I did not handle the situation really well at all, to be honest with you. That's one thing I regret. I don't regret making my decision. I regret how I handled it. I should have been upfront with Keon and Cole right away. As soon as I started playing with DZ. A week ago from today, literally as soon as I started playing with them, I should have messaged them right away. And for that, I owe them seriously the deepest apologies. I understand how they would feel about the situation, and how it looks. I'm no dumbass. I know it looks like shit what I did. It looks horrible. You know, so I do owe them like the deepest apologies. You know, I actually, you know, I really do love those guys. I had a phenomenal time with them ever since I teamed with them. I got to spend a lot of time with them when we were traveling out to LA with the guard, going to London, the 3 weeks I spent with them there, like, you know, just tremendous dudes, like even like outside of the game, like, and memories I'll like have with them for like the rest of my life. Like we had just like incredible time, and I hate myself for the way I handled the situation. I wish I could have, like, you know, like I said, been super upfront with them from the get go, and I wasn't. And like, I am only a human being, so I will make mistakes in life. You know, like I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So, but yeah, man, I mean, I definitely do feel shitty about it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and like tell you otherwise. I do want to reiterate, like, this plan was not premeditated whatsoever. I genuinely had no interest in returning. Like, I was not talking to DZ. I was not talking to another team before my retirement. I was not trying to like snake my way onto another like organization or anything. Like, that was genuinely, I was not trying to do any of that. Like, so I
But
just
you
want
could
people to.
see you could see how it would look like that, right? I mean, the
Oh,
entire thing.
oh, dude, yeah. Like I said, I'm no dumbass. Like, I know how it like it look. I know how I would like if like they did it to me. I know how I would like look at it and see it. You know, like I totally get it from like an outsider perspective. Like I completely understand. I completely understand.
Yep. Yep. And on that note, I want to dig in there a little bit more. So that's the part you regret, is not having told them you joined Dark Zero. You don't regret the retirement. And when you say you don't regret the retirement and the way you handled the retirement, were you transparent to them the entire time about how you were feeling about playing? And could Arcan and Keon, would they vouch to say like you weren't in it, the passion wasn't there, all the personal stuff going on? Like, let's go back to that retirement. You said you don't regret that retirement because you made that decision for genuine reasons because of everything happening. And I lost my grandfather a year ago. My mom has been a mess. I mean, a wreck. And I'm really close to my mom. For those that are in the stream that don't know Rambeau and don't know his family and has not met his mom and his family that fly to every event, they are attached to the hip. I've never seen a mother and son closer than these two. So I don't think people realize how much losing a grandmother and getting a very ill grandfather could do to a mother or a daughter to them, and then pass that down to their son. Because I've really struggled, right? My brother and my sister have really struggled with the same thing. So all that to say, back to the retirement piece, you don't regret the retirement for those reasons, but were you transparent to them then? Do you regret anything with how you handled the retirement?
Yeah, I mean, so it's no like, you know, like it's like no secret to them. I've been talking about like retiring from Apex for, I mean, shit, dude. I was telling Cole about it like after champs, even like, you know, like later in the year last year. Like we would even me and Cole would joke about it. Like, yeah, man. Like even if we suck, dude, like fuck it, we'll just, you know, retire or something. You know, like last year, even before we joined the guard and stuff. Like, you know, just jokingly. Like I don't think Cole was ever serious about it, but you know, like I was upfront. I even told Cole and Keon before LAN, like this was probably my last year, like regardless of anything. So they knew in the back of their heads, and like I had been upfront with them, like you know, retirement was on the horizon for me. You know, like it just kind of, I guess, all happened like a little bit sooner than I thought. I was gonna, you know, maybe try and finish out the year, but like, you know, like I said, the whole family shit that happened kind of, like I guess, sped that process up. You know,
everything came crashing down at once, right?
Yeah, like everything just kind of like hit the fan at once, and
Yep.
so. Like I said, I was just totally out of the game. Like, and yeah, so
didn't think it was fair to them that you were out of the game. You want to give them a good chance. You also weren't in it because you were planning on retiring. I guess the part that I'm gonna be honest, and the part, look, I know you and vouch for you more than anyone. You know how devastated I was. You saw my heartfelt Instagram comment.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, to lose you in this scene was a massive loss. But I was confused, dude. And that's when you came back, even I, knowing your character, thought this was all a ploy to get out of the contract.
Yeah.
Like I thought that, and I'm your number one fan and your boy, and I know your character to a T, because it didn't make sense to me to have you retire. You were what, 22, 23, 24?
No, 26. I'm one of the older cats.
You're 26. You're okay. You're a little older. All right.
Yeah,
so still 26. You went from nothing, worked your way to the top, and were now one of the top like 5 stars, most beloved stars. And you're so good at the game, et cetera, to walk away from that when you're at the peak without having accomplished anything yet, you haven't won a tournament yet, was weird to me. So like, do you want to address that? Like why was it that bad that you were, for a year, that you were ready to walk away from the game when you were at the top?
Yeah, man. Like I genuinely like just kind of like living an easy life. I kind of always have. I like just like going to the beach, like just being like working on the beach, like being like a beach bum basically, and just I'm not like a big like fan of like travel and stuff. So like that whole thing where you get to like travel to play, like that was never really like an interest to me. Like I've always had other plans and things I've wanted to do like outside of like gaming, and like at the end of the day, like esports will not last forever. Like I'm 20, I'm 26. Like I just wanted to pursue other avenues eventually. Like I want to get into other things in life, and so yeah, like I said, I had always told them that pretty much no matter what, that this was going to be my last year, and they had known that. I had not like hidden that from them, like all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So they would vouch for that, I'm sure. And if they're
Yes,
watching Arcane
100%,
Keon,
I know
they would. Okay. Arcane Keon would love to hear you live on Twitter or something. Vouch for that. Would love to hear your perspective. It sounds like they would. Now, I told you I'd ask the hard hitting questions. Fast forward then to where you said you did make a mistake. Why didn't you tell them a week ago? I mean, they're your boys, they're your brothers. Hal's right. Grow up here and have a conversation with them, or be honest with them. Look, I'm now playing the Dark Zero because of X, Y, and Z. My passion's reinvigorated. Or I think I can win the Dark Zero. I didn't think I could win with you. So why didn't you tell them? And did they find out through Reddit and shit instead of you? Like, how'd they find out? Through the rumor?
Yeah, I mean, I think they just found out because they saw my name in like the scrim lobby. Yeah, like I mean, dude,
wow,
100%.
That's
like,
shitty,
that is,
bro.
yeah, that is, yeah. Like I mean, it's fucked up. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it was really shitty of me. It is. I regret it to the T. Like, make no mistake about it. It is fucking horrible. I was like, just to be upfront, I was just being a pussy about it. Like, I'm just not a very confrontational person, and like, so I was just scared of the fact that like me telling them that, like, I didn't know how they would take it. I think they would have taken it fine. Like, I'm sure like they understand. Like, that probably would have been like initially sad, but I mean, they were going to be like upset. They would have been upset either way, like finding out, like it's shitty, dude. Like it's very shitty. Like how I handled it is not good.
Yeah.
Like, and I own up to it, like 100%.
Yeah. And I respect you for owning up to it. Look, I do believe everyone makes mistakes. I'm sure you felt really freaking bad putting them through that, retiring. Like, I'm sure you were kind of embarrassed, but at the same time, you knew they would find out. So like, yeah, dude, people make mistakes. The fact that you own up to that mistake, I respect it. I guess, the big question is, at that point, if you told me before we got live, what reinvigorated your passion? So 2 questions. I'll ask one first. What reinvigorated your passion to start like wanting to compete again and like ultimately wanting to join Dark Zero? Was it the opportunity to join Dark Zero, or was it playing Realm? What was it?
Yeah. So I mean, like Realm came about, and I've been excited to play Realm.
Like, one more thing. And like in the span of 2 weeks, it's not like all those things that came crashing down on you changed. Like all those things were still happening, right? Your grandfather was ill. Your mom, I'm sure, was still going through a tough spot. So what I guess what changed? Yeah, what changed?
Yeah, I mean, so it been like, man, I would say like 2 or 3 months ever since London. We got to play in Realm, which is like a really like high up like rank league for like pro players and stuff. So I've been like wanting to play that for a while. So when it kind of came to our NA scene, I started playing it, and I loved it, and it gave me like a kind of like a newer love for the game again, I guess you'd say, because like playing the game outside of playing ranked or playing pubs. I mean, it's just a miserable experience right
honestly,
now.
even like scrims are kind of a grind, and it's
dude,
like
scrims are horrible, dude. Scrims in North America have been a joke ever since I've been in the scene.
So I think that's fair. Look, for everyone that for some reason doubting you, calling you a snake or whatever, I think that's totally fair. Like, look, you've had a chance to finally experience competitive Apex in a way that was like fun and just raw and better than ranked, and etc. So okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah. So I mean, like Realm, like reignited my passion, like a little bit for sure, because I just straight up could not get on the game at all and just play pubs and rank. Like I would try just to like get some reps in, and I would play like an hour or 2, and I would just be like miserable, like just straight up like hating my life. So
that's fair. That's fair.
Realm kind of just reignited my passion and gave me like another love, for the game again, I guess you'd say. So yeah.
Okay, so this is the hard hitting question that I think everyone wants to know. If that's the case, you reinvigorate your passion to play, and you kind of regained a spark. Why not then go back to Sen and join your boys again? And it's like, boys, you know what? I made a mistake. I'm back. I'm reignited, etc. Like, be honest here. Is there a part of you that didn't think Sentinels could win, but thinks Dark Zero can win, and that's what drove the decision?
No, not really, dude. To be honest with you, like, I haven't really had like a problem with Cole or Keon, honestly, man. Like, that was never really like a factor into my decision at all. Like,
You loved them. You're genuinely boys with them. Vibes were all there.
Yeah.
You
Like,
guys
I mean, of
performed as a
course.
team.
Of course. I mean, Cole knows this too. Like, you know, we were teaming for a year. Like, it wasn't always like butterflies and you know, like, you know, Falloutt. Like, it wasn't always like happiness 24/7, but 90 to 95% of it was. So like that never like that playing with them never went into my decision. Like that never once went into my like decision like at all. So like yeah, so to answer your question though, so why I wouldn't go back was at the time like I think it was probably like 2 or 3 days after I announced my retirement. Me and Sen had already parted ways. I had already parted ways in my contract. We had already mutually agreed to get out of it. So basically, like that was that.
So the contract was done, and then obviously you can understand why people will be like, "Oh, this is all a scam to get out of the contract and play the Dark Zero." You get why people would think that.
Yeah. I can understand that, but at the same time, like I want people to know that I was making like very, very, very good money on Sentinels. So I kind of see where you're coming from, like trying to like get out of a contract, but at the same time, I really don't because I could have, you know, stayed on it and made, like I said, just made money and sat on my ass, I guess, you know, like at the same time. So I don't know.
And that's a good point, man. Like that's a very valid point that I don't know if you've opened up about that before, but you easily, if you wanted to stay, like for you to walk away from that contract must mean that it was genuine. You were genuinely retiring because it was like life. You don't got to disclose how much, obviously, but it was like life changing, significant amount of money.
Yeah, like I mean, it was a significant amount of money. Like I would have made, like I said, I could have just, you know,
sat on that
ass, you know, for
half-assed Apex, not passionate for 8 months, collected a paycheck for 8 to 10 to 12 more months.
Yeah,
underperformed.
Exactly.
Did Dark Zero ever hit you up when you were on Sentinels?
Never.
When did you start talking with Zero?
There's no team that hit me up while I was on Sentinels, but Dark Zero, no. I started talking to Dark Zero. So I started playing with Dark Zero like last Monday. I would say PvP hit me up not last Friday, but the Friday before. So it was like 2 weeks after my retirement or like a week and a half. I don't know the exact dates, to be honest. I just know it was like a Friday. He like hit me up one morning and was like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." So I hopped in a call with him and he told me the situation and I told him like, "Hey man, I need to talk to my mom and like think about this." Like, you know, and so yeah, I'd say like a week and a half after. And I want to like reiterate too that my whole situation with Dark Zero is I'm literally just I'm only filling in. Nothing is promised with Dark Zero. I'm still not signed by Dark Zero. I do not have a contract with Dark Zero. Like nothing is promised with them. I'm literally PvP just hit me up to just fill in for the rest of like this Pro League split. I'm still not even guaranteed to like be the one that they want to go to LAN with. Like we are just like taking it like day by day. Like I was not promised anything and like I knew that like accepting the offer or like the opportunity rather. So I want people to know that too. Like I did not like accept anything with them other than basically like a trial period of like a few like 2 or 3 ALGS match days.
So air is cleared there. This was, you know, clearly from your perspective, not a ploy when you're on Sentinels. No conversations were had. You're not even on contract now, so that's how you know that's genuine. You have not been signed to Dark Zero, and you're subbing and filling in with them still. That's the status right now.
Yeah. I'm not guaranteed like my LAN spot with them. I'm not guaranteed my like a champ spot with them. If that like, where I'm literally just filling in right now, and that's what PvP just asked me to do, and the boys, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not like I said, I'm not signed or anything. I'm just filling in.
Yep, which I think adds up, right? Like timing wise, they saw you grinding the game. Realm was out at that point, right? Like you were number one on the Realm ladder. That was when your passion was reinvigorated. Yeah, so you're number one on the Realm ladder. You're grinding the game. They know you're a great controller player, and they see you're still playing the game anyway. So even if it was like a temporary fill in, it's like, okay, let's get the guy that was, you know, at the top of Sentinels and one of the best players in the world, have him fill in for us, even if he's still retired. And then it just so happened that the fill in turned into, okay, let's play with you for Pro League, and kind of one thing happened after another. Walk me through that timeline. You started scrimming with DZ when? They hit you up on the Friday before last. When did you start like scrimming and playing with them? Like, when did you talk to your mom, make that decision, and start playing with them?
Yeah, so I went through the decision with my mom. You know, we talked everything out, like how potentially like the rest of the year would be. Like I potentially having to go back to London, and then you know, maybe not even once, but also twice, if I were to be the one that they wanted to go there with. Like I said, like nothing is set in stone. you know,
you figured out all possible scenarios you kind of worked out in your head.
all possible.
Talked it out with your mom.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So like we talked about it, and you know, my mom, she's always been super supportive, and she told me like you would be like stupid to not take this opportunity, you know, to play with the two-time land champion, you know, arguably like, you know, other than like TSM, arguably like the best team over all of Apex ever, you know. Like I mean, Jen and Zero are, you know, fucking insane, and I've always been. So um it was kind of like my mom, she said it too. She said, Beau, like the last thing you want is to go later on in life and have like one of those what ifs. Like, what if you didn't take this opportunity, you know, that's thrown in front of you to have, you know. So I like took that into account, and then I mean, yeah, like basically it is what it is. I just took an insane opportunity. Like the timing of it is shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it definitely looks shitty. Um, you know, like I wonder if this happened like 2 or 3 months down the road, if anybody would have even like batted an eye at this. But because it happened like, you know, a week or 2 weeks or whatever it was after my announcement, you know, like like I said, I'm not here like to be a dumb, like I know it looks like shit.
Yep.
So
and I respect that you acknowledge that, because again, even me who knows your pure intentions, how good of a heart you have, how good of a person you are, how great your mom is, your family was like, this is really weird timing, you know, like you broke a contract. The only way we all know in esports, the only way you can break a contract is by retiring. You know, Gronk has done it, other people have done it and gotten out of things. So like it's been done before in sports. You could see, again, I'm not gonna have you restate this. You could definitely see the timing, I guess. And that's where, for those that are just joining, you know, Rambeau shared earlier his biggest regret, and where he acknowledged he messed up wholeheartedly, and it felt genuine to me, I don't know about y'all, was not having told Arcan and Keon. And again, you can't really give a why as to why. Like if it was me, dude, I'd be honest. Like one of the, and again, I'm 30 years old. I'm a grown ass man. I've been through a lot of shit. If I was younger, I maybe would have made the same mistake. But if it was me, I would have hit them up right away. They were the first people to know, because them finding out through scrim lobbies is obviously shitty. So like, any more? Last time I'll ask you that question, but any more insights to like why you didn't tell them? Or you just felt regretful, you were nervous, you just forgot?
Yeah, I mean,
lazy?
dude, like totally, like I'm just not a very confrontational person. I just
That's
like
it. It's a
fucking,
confrontation.
like,
Okay.
I hate letting people down, and like I knew like I said, 100% I should have told them, regardless of like them. I knew they probably would have been upset, of course, but they're gonna be upset either way. So I might as well like tell them and be upfront. And like, yeah, I should have just been a man about it. Like I fucked up. Like I just, like I said, it's shitty on my part, and I owe them an apology. I owe them a beer, 100%. And I hope like later down down the road that we can like all get past this, and you know, realize that, you know, all the good times we had and all that shit, and like the good memories. And that's what I hope for, man.
It's amazing.
I generally don't ever want to have bad blood with anybody or like any of that shit. Like I fucking hate that. I don't want to like it to ever get sour, you know. Like I appreciate all the times and all the accomplishments that we made.
Yeah.
So
and I see Tripper Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Say a last statement. I mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. And I see Tripper Reed in chat saying it's uncomfortable. No one likes having an uncomfortable conversation. That's the pure reality of it. It takes guts and courage. And even this conversation here, dude, like I heard you on stream, you were like, shit, should I be doing this? It's uncomfortable to be having this conversation, you know? So kudos to you for doing this, and kudos to you for owning it and apologizing. At the end of the day, I believe in second chances. I believe people make mistakes. I believe in forgiveness. I know Keon, from conversations I've had with him, I think believes the same. And Arcan is a great dude, believes the same. So something tells me they'll be able to hopefully hear this and get over this. But ultimately, the fact that you did have the courage to come on this when everyone's been shitting on you all day, and after that, you know, the clip from people you really respect, Hal and Snipedown, shitting on you yesterday, still having the courage to do this and face this confrontation, face your fear of coming on and addressing the community head on. I have a lot of respect for that. So I got to give respect where respect's due. People make mistakes, and a genuine mistake was made, it seems like.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Like I own up to it, and I regret it. And you know, like I said, I wanted to get on here to just clear the air and you know, maybe right the ship and just try to, you know, explain to people, you know, like I genuinely am sorry for how I handled the situation. And if I could go back and do it over again, I totally would. And like, you know, change it on how I handled it, but I can't. I'm a human. I make mistakes, and hope we can just all move on. And yeah.
Yep. That makes total sense. And you know, obviously you've given a lot of love. I got to continue to give love. Apex community, please give love to Arcan and Keon. Obviously, it's a tough situation for them, and I know
Absolutely.
Rambeau would say the same. But look, we'll see how everything plays out. They got Zanile now. The man can shoot. Another MNK on that team. I'm excited to see how things play out for that squad. I want to ask you another question. So, look, everything I've heard so far, for me at least, and I even doubted you, and I even partially agreed with Hal's sentiment yesterday. But now that I'm hearing your perspective, it adds up to me. Every kind of inch of that story, you walking us through the timeline adds up. And I think the part that adds up the most is, look, let's just be real, everybody. Dark Zero is Dark Zero. Sentinels are great. RK and Keon are great. But the opportunity to play with back-to-back LAN champions who won a LAN with a substitute in JMW and then went and did it again with Sharky, how could you not consider that? You took the weekend. It was on a Friday. You started playing with them on Monday. You took the weekend and talked about it with your mom. And I almost got emotional when you were telling me that story, because I have a really similar relationship with my mom. And my mom actually has gone through a lot, lost her father and some other things. And I have not been there for my mom as much as I should have been the last year, because I've been so busy working a full-time job at Microsoft, shoutcasting, and now everything we're doing with this and everything else. But she does the same thing. A good mother puts their kid before themselves. And it sounds like, as much as she was going through, I get emotional hearing it, but she still said, you will regret this in the future. I don't want you to do that. If this is an opportunity for you, consider it. And she put you before her feelings, which I think adds up and is an admirable. Anything you want to share about your mom in that conversation? Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, me and my mom are like, we're best friends. We've always been close. Like, she's everything to me. My mom has always been that way. She's always put me before everything else, like, throughout my whole life. She's always been there for me. And, I always know my mom's going to give it to me, like, straight up and be real with me, every step of the way. And she just told me, like, Beau, I love you to death, and you would just be stupid to not take this opportunity to play with two-time LAN. I mean, to be honest, I would never get another opportunity like this again, to play with like a team of this caliber. And like I said, I know the timing of it was just super shitty, but it's just an opportunity I couldn't pass up. At the end of the day, it's just really what it was.
Yep. It makes total sense. Some of the stream asked a good question, not Brenton. Have you apologized to Keon and Arcan directly yet? Have you given him a call man to man?
No. I plan on doing it, but no, I have not yet.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to let everything like settle, and yeah, like I said, I've totally botched that, and that's what I'm extremely sorry for, and I 100% will. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a confrontational person. I just hate like that whole like shit. I hate all that shit, but like I need to do it, and I will do it.
Yep. So your answer, I'm going to dig back to your answer to the why not Sentinels thing. Like, so really it wasn't your passion for Realm that made you say, you know what, I want to compete again. It was Realm and kind of reigniting a passion for the game, plus getting the opportunity with Dark Zero. Those two things added up as a perfect storm to get you to want to compete again.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, nowhere in my right mind did I think I would get an opportunity like this quickly. Like,
yeah, maybe many months from now, maybe, but
yeah, I mean, maybe down the road, but still, like, I don't even think I would have ever considered even doing anything else, but like I said, it's just an opportunity with a team of this caliber. So it's just hard to say no. I mean, that's just bottom line, to be able to, play with a team of that caliber, that just is what it is.
Yep, makes sense. And just because I'm getting DMs that Sweet is roasting me, I had to clear. I said Sharky, not Jen Burton. It was an accident. Sharky won both lands. Let me clear the air. It was an accident. I meant to say Jen Burton, not Sharky. 0-1 with Sharky twice. And on the note, I want to transition to that. And this isn't a question for you. This is actually addressing everybody watching. Those that did not see, and I don't know if Chrono, you could pull this up. It'd be dope if you can find Sharky's statement on his Twitter. I always have a hard time finding Sharky's Twitter because it's 4 random ass numbers. 3415 or something like that. Sharky 3876. I don't know what it is, but he posted a statement recently explaining his point of view as to why he's going separate as a Dark Zero. And to summarize, Chrono, if you can pull it up, let me know. But if not, it's okay. To summarize, he basically said he lost same thing as you, actually similar to you. He kind of lost his passion himself for the game, and his heart, his mind hasn't been in it for a long time. I think since he said since like champs, even like a long time. And it started to affect his mental, it started to affect vibes, his ability to grind the game, his performance was all affected. So it sounded like it was a kind of mutual thing for them. Sharky acknowledging it, stepping away, but then also the team. And I will be honest, I have heard rumblings of this for a long time, that, Zero and Jen, I don't think, not that they weren't happy with Sharky's performance, but you could hear it in listen-ins with Dark Zero. You could hear, how you can hear Sharky's vibes, his voice in listen-ins. You could hear Zero's reaction. So again, this isn't a question for you necessarily, Rambeau, but this is to say, like, that's how this wasn't a schemed thing in my eyes, at least. And it is because, for a while, Sharky was it was obvious that this path was coming. And Rambeau just happened to be available, and again, everything adds up from my point of view. But any words you want to say for Sharky? It sounds like he went through something similar to you. Have you heard from the team as to kind of what went wrong there? And I guess I'd love to maybe transition. We've done enough like looking at the past, maybe move forward. How has it been playing with the team so far? And any words for Sharky and the role you play versus the role Sharky played?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't want to speak too much on Sharky's thing because, it's like his business, not really mine. But yeah, I mean, to my understanding, he just kind of like fell out of love for the game. I totally understand, and yeah, man, like, I wish nothing but for the best for him. I mean, he's one of the GOATs, like, I mean, like I said, he's won 2 lands. There's only like a handful of people that can say that. So it's very impressive. But yeah, man, I mean, so far playing with the team, man, I've been having a great time. I can't lie to you. I mean, we had a pretty good performance last night. We got a top 3 and we haven't played for, like basically like a week. So, man, I'm very excited. Like I said, I'm not guaranteed anything with them right now. We're just kind of taking it day by day, but I'm hopeful it'll go right, man. And I think it will. So.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And we'll jump in more to that. Actually, just got word that we do have the Sharky's announcement. Just want to make sure everyone can see that because I think a lot of people missed it on Twitter and elsewhere. We do have his announcement live. I think Chrono's going to pull it up here in a second. This is where magic happens, and boom! Oh my God, he's so good. Yeah, this is it. Leaving. This is from Sharky. Just want to clear up the reason behind my departure from the Dark Zero Apex team after champs. I've been on a downward spiral of enjoyment and passion for the game, and eventually leading to the point where I basically hate playing, was overall unhappy, started to affect my performance as a late. My mentality is not in the right place. I believe it's unfair to my teammates. They want to win. We all know Zero wants to win. I have no idea if I could potentially compete again. We'll see. And he wants the boys to perform well with someone else and enter Rambeau, right? Could I potentially make a return? No clue. Who knows? Pleasure playing with Zero, Jam. Its memories never fade. The guys, they were the GOATs. I mean, literally for 3 years now, 3.5, they've been playing together. Zero and Sharky have been a duo for such a long time. They were so damn good. Reignite, and were they Templex or something? I can't remember their team name before Reignite. But yeah, wishing the best of luck. Dark Zero team moving forward. Lastly, thank you to the friends and family. Catch y'all later. So this is the note from Sharky here. And again, yeah, this is something that was kind of in the works for a while. And then timing was obviously interesting with you retiring, but still grinding the game. They saw that, hit you up, needed somebody. Obviously, controller is the wave right now. So I'm sure Zero's ecstatic to play with another controller player. And that's where everything adds up for me, at least. So it's good to hear your perspective on it. I'm glad you cleared the air. So back to the topic. I saw someone in the chat had a question of like, this is a temporary thing. Who knows what's going to happen? You're just going to take it day by day, or like, do you still have, in the way you had 6 months ago, a plan, a thought, seed in your head to retire after this year? Is that still something you think if you win the LGS championship this year, you're going to retire on top, or just take it day by day and see?
I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, obviously that it's like, I mean, if you win a championship, that definitely, changes your perspective on things for sure. But yeah,
in what way? Like in wanting to keep playing, or like in wanting to retire and end up on top, like the story?
No, yeah, like playing. I mean, like it could go like down either path. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, yeah, I mean, my plan, like I said, is just to take it day by day. Things are going well right now, and I want to, keep trying to, keep it that way. Like I said, I'm here to fill in for them, so I'm just trying to do my best right now to make sure to like put them in the best situation to set them up for success. Yep. Basically, like I'm just trying to, make it easy for them and do my best to fill in the role that they need. That is like my duty. And, if things keep going well, who knows, maybe they'll want to play with me full time, which I'm shooting for, of course. Like I would love to compete with those boys, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. And like I said, I'll get to know like later on in life that at least I tried.
I love
like I took an opportunity that, was, I guess like one that I'll probably like once in a lifetime. So,
yep, I love it. And once in a lifetime. And people that are new to Apex or people that don't really follow Apex super closely, I don't think realize how good of an opportunity this is. Like, these are the back-to-back champions, the first ALGS international champion ever. Like they're cemented in the history books, back to back. Almost won a third time. They could have won a third time. Again, if they didn't try to grief Ascend in that last game in London. Like, you saw that, right? You know what I'm talking
about?
Yeah. I respect the decision. But Zero doesn't tweet much, doesn't talk much. He lets his gameplay speak for itself and doesn't give, I don't think he even gives a shit about like what we say. No one really put him in the top 2, top 3 IGL category for the longest time, even after winning Sweden, even after winning champs for a while. So it is a great opportunity to play with a top 3 IGL, like top 4. I mean, Hal, Sweet, Nocturnal, Zero. I think decide what order, pick your order in that ranking. So that's when he says it's a life-changing opportunity, it really is. Sharky, it's interesting though. Sharky was one of the best Gibraltars of all time. He was like a hard anchor, kind of support player, great Gibby. So I think he probably continue to fill into that support role. Yeah, that's not entirely you. You're obviously a great Valk player, etc. So how are you meshing it with the team? How is Zero as an IGL? You said the vibes are great, you're enjoying it, but give me some details. How are you meshing? You guys obviously had a good performance here at this pro league. What, top 5, I think?
Yeah, we got third last night, 1 point away from
yep.
second. We kind of choked to second place, but I mean, if we're not playing for basically a week only, it's not too bad.
Not too bad, he says. But how do you feel? How do you fit the team here? Like, you're not the support player necessarily. You could be a solid player. You can do a little bit of everything. You're more of like the entry fragger. So what's it like fitting this team? Are you like, have they told you play Sharky's role, or are they trying to figure out a new DNA as a team?
Yeah. So basically, I'm trying to fill Sharky's role like a little bit.
You are, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm playing Seer, trying to just give them information. Bounce ideas off Sharky. Just tell them like, information basically off Seer scan, etc. Stuff like that. Just trying to, fill in that support role for them. Jin is kind of has that like
entry fragger.
And Zero really. I mean, Zero's like hyper aggressive. I love that shit. He's like kind of in those faces. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of firepower on the team. There's a lot to love. I mean, Jen Burton has been, pretty much unanimously over the last few years, like the pound for pound best, controller player. So, having an opportunity to play with him, and then Zero is just, insane opportunity. And like I said, things are meshing well right now, and I'm gonna, do whatever I can to, keep it that way.
I love it, dude. And yeah, again, for those that are new to Apex, it's a fucking awesome story. I mean, I was, even as an ALGS caster, I gave him criticism. I was like, I can't call Zero the best IGL in the world, even after he won back-to-back champs, until they prove themselves in NA, because they did it all in Apex South, which is not as much depth. Don't get me wrong, the breadth is great, but the depth isn't there in the Apex South region. But the fact that Dark Zero flew them out, they took a giant ass risk. They could have just farmed that region, bro, as the best team. Took a giant risk, moved them to North America to play against the best of the best, and they snuck into London, but still made it to match point and almost had a chance to kind of steal it on everyone's noses. Jen Burton, as good as he is pretty fucking awesome. So it's a really good story. Having you join this team now, you're right. You have a lot of firepower. If people can get past this whole thing, which hopefully this interview has a chance to clear the air, and I think you've been genuine throughout, you're going to create a lot of fans of Dark Zero, man. You guys are a fun team to watch. So, and I want to ask you specifics. Both players, break down Zero as an IGL. What makes him great? What have you learned about him so far, and how is he? What's his vibe?
Man, he's just like hyper aggressive, man, which I think is just such a good quality to have, especially on game day, because a lot of people, I guess just to say it, like just kind of play like a pussy on game day, they kind of just play like laid back, reserved, and when you have him, just being in people's faces, causing pressure, putting a lot of pressure on teams, making them uncomfortable, it just makes it easy for us. He like screams like, come kill this team, and say, or he like not gets a free, like yesterday he got like a free knock like on teams like 2 or 3 times, and then we were just we were able to go clean it up or take the spot. So
it's insane,
it's really
bro.
It's insane. And then Jen is just like I mean, like I mean, it's fucking Jen Burton, like everybody, I don't need to really say anything. I mean, everybody knows it's I mean, the dude's been, like I said, insane for ever since I switched over. And Jen is just an awesome dude. Me and him from the get-go, I've only seen him in person a couple times, but every time I do, I mean, it's just, we have a wonderful time, man. He's just a super nice guy.
He is.
His dad,
so awesome, man.
His dad is like fucking awesome, man. Papa Jen is so cool to me too. He's always like supported me and super nice to me, and
he's taking selfies with fucking fans in the crowd. He went and found that kid that flew from Australia, like put his hat on, gave him a hat. So the kid was wearing the hat all weekend. He's giving you one.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun so far. I know it's early on, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the next couple weeks for sure.
Has there ever been a point where you listen to them with their accents and you're like, what the fuck did you just say?
They say some words I won't repeat on here that are like that are funny. You know, nothing like too bad. Like, you know, like,
you got to repeat one of them. Is there anyone that's anything that's like, you can swear on here? Anything you can say?
No, they, like,
You
so
can think of?
Aussies, I guess they say, like, you know, can I say like the C word?
No,
Fucking,
don't say that one. Don't say that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Like,
That's
so,
the one I thought. I was like, maybe it's a little. They
Yeah.
say that all the time though, like in comms.
It's funny, dude. It's so funny. It's so funny.
Get this fucking bam. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So,
Oh my god.
but yeah, man. No, I mean, they're great dudes. It's two Australian dudes and a Florida man. You know, like a bunch of crazy people.
Oh my god, that's gold. That's great. Yeah. I can see you living. Listen, actually, there's the next question I was going to ask. I have a two-pronged question. One, if everything goes well, you join the team. Any world you take the man out of Florida, you can't take the Florida out of the man. But any world where the man is taken out of Florida, moves to Austin with the boys, or you're staying put with Mama?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely like a discussion down the road. You know, things got to go well for that to even be like a remote possibility. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm open to anything for sure.
And with that said, you're going to create some Australian fans, and then Apex Out's going to blow up. I can see you loving the hell out of life in Australia, bro. You know how many? Do you know how much they surf? How many hours a day they spend surfing on a beach, chilling? You literally have the Australian vibe. You just need to grow a mustache. They all have mustaches. I feel like only an Aussie can pull off a mustache, and you will fit in so well.
Yeah. It's actually kind of funny. So my brother, you know, he married a full-blown Australian, so. I kind of know, yeah. So I kind of know like some of like the terminology, you know, like some things from Australia. Australia definitely has like better chocolate and stuff than we do over here and stuff like that. She sends it to me.
That's great, bro.
Yeah.
Does he live in Australia with them?
No. So
okay.
Yeah. She moved over here to the States.
They moved here. Okay. Do you know what the word? Do you know what the word bogan means?
I don't think so. Nah.
Bogan, dude, you take that one. Okay, take that one to your sister-in-law who's Australian. A bogan is like a redneck kind of, isn't it? Like a redneck. Someone help me out. Australians, help me out here. A bogan is like a redneck. It's like if you're a bogan, you're from the middle of nowhere. It's like an Aussie hillbilly. Thank you, Brenton. Yep. Yeah, so you could take that one, and I feel like you're going to be a beach bogan, not a beach bum, a beach bogan. I don't know if that's an insult or not, but that's one you can take on. And then Arvo, you know what Arvo means? That means afternoon. They just shorten everything and put an acronym to everything. So if you say good Arvo, that's good afternoon. It makes no sense. I don't know how they got Arvo from afternoon. It really
yeah. I know they do like brekkie for breakfast. They call like breakfast brekkie and stuff.
Brekkie, so. Yeah. Let's order a couple appies. Let's make a rezo. It's actually wild. Someone said Beau, like your name Beau Gin would be a premium Steam ID change, dude. That should be it. You should be Beau Gin. If you get signed to DZ, that has to be your Steam ID change.
DZ Bogan.
Bogan, Beaugan, Bogan. Yeah. That's the move. Yeah, we don't want to digress here. This has been fun. Obviously talking about the guys a little bit. And for those that are just joining, obviously Beau was saying he's taking day by day. He's not signed by DZ. So again, that's how you know this wasn't elaborate. He would have gotten signed by DZ day one, contract signed. Like if this was a planned thing, is another kind of piece of evidence as everyone's kind of putting together the clues of the puzzle here. I think you've been genuine as all hell, man. It's crazy how everything turned out. You're not perfect. No one's perfect. Mistakes were made. You apologize to them. I know you haven't had a chance to apologize to them directly yet. Something tells me you'll be making a phone call soon after the stream or today. But I really appreciate you taking the time to kind of explain everything. And look, at the end of the day, man in the arena, people are going to have opinions. People are going to call you a snake still. I think it's as genuine as it gets from this conversation. I think you cleared the air. That's my take. Again, after hearing the sincerity in your voice. But even if people don't, even if you're kind, perfect, sincere, humble, only 83% of people will like you. I mean, like Jesus Christ himself was crucified. My mic fell off. Like, literally no one will, only 83% of people. There's always gonna be the 17% of people that don't like you, etc. So I hope it's had a chance to kind of clear the air with everybody here. And moving forward, like, is it still gonna be on your mind, or are you just ready to put this in the past and move forward?
Nah, man, I'm ready to put this like stuff in the past. I've never been wanting to be the center of attention, especially when it's not always the best. Like I guess like the best PR or whatever. I don't know the word for it. The best situation. So yeah, man, I'm ready to move on from everything. Just play the game, man. At the end of the day, like I know like I'm a good person, and I genuinely didn't try not to mean any harm or try not to snake my way like some people think. So
yeah.
Like you said, I'm not gonna please everybody at the end of the day. So I'm just gonna only make decisions for myself and
that's right.
Take it day by day.
Love that mentality. And no, I did not compare. I was not comparing Beau to Jesus Christ. It was an analogy, everybody. I said the man in the arena, and then I said an analogy. But with that said, honestly, if there's any blonde Jesus Christ, it might be you. You got to kind of got the long hair look. Can you grow a beard?
Yeah. I had a stash for London. I grew the stash for London.
I remember that.
Yeah, man, I can grow a full beard, but it's yeah, I'm not trying to look too caveman-y. I'm trying to go for like the 80s rock star look, not the caveman look, you know.
Yeah, everyone's saying, no, you should compare him. You're onto something. We are onto something. Beau equals Jesus Christ, perhaps. No, I'm just kidding. The 80s rock star look you represent really, really well. I love it. And I appreciate you taking the time here. Look, at the end of the day, I'm just excited to put this all in the past as well. Thank you for taking the time to do this. Says a lot about you that you're willing to kind of get on as a man of the people to kind of just explain your perspective, even though you've been getting nothing but hate. Honestly, it's been 90% hate, 10% people actually supporting you. Hopefully that changes a little bit. I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure talking to you, Mr. Fallout. Always a good time, man. And thanks for getting me on here so I can explain my story, man. I really appreciate it. And again, I just want to reiterate, I knew I made a mistake, and the way I handled it was not the right way. And I am, forever sorry for that.
Yeah, I respect the humility. You obviously acknowledging that we all make mistakes. The more important thing is how you learn from it, how you respond to it, how you move forward. And I'm excited for how you're going to move forward here. You already started strong. Third place, could have been second with Dark Zero in your debut as a team. It's going to be a fun team to watch. Obviously it's sad no longer having Hard for the Guard or whatever weird sexual analogies were used for Sentinels. I won't repeat here on the stream. I know you love those guys. I know you guys were brothers. So I know that's why this really did hurt you, that you made such a mistake, and it probably killed you inside. And obviously you can understand why it hurt Keon, why it hurt RKN. So of course everyone send love to them, but hopefully we can bury the hatchet, put this in the past, and now just enjoy ourselves some Apex. They're playing with Zen. He's a great player. Send Zen sounds fucking sweet. So I'm excited about that, at least. Dark Zero, and of course playing with Rambeau, Jen Burton on and Rambeau, Jen Burton, and Zero on one team. Sorry, I can't talk. It's going to be so much fun to watch. So much firepower. You were being humble and giving all the gas and firepower to them. But you got just as much firepower as them, which is going to be a really fun thing to explore. So at the end of the day, we should all be grateful that Rambeau is back in competitive Apex, because you are so good for this community. You are so good for this scene. Your personality, your genuine smile, love for everybody, no ego at all, willing to do whatever it takes to help this community grow, to grind, to be the best, is so important. And we need to do a better job, making sure everyone knows how awesome of a human you are. Hopefully this accomplished that. And I'm just excited for the future of Apex Legends with Rambeau back in it, front and center, with Dark Zero, a top team that could potentially win another LAN championship here in London in a couple months. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. As we wrap up, any final words here you want to share with anyone?
Yeah, man, I just want to let everybody, like you said, I've always tried to be like a beacon of positivity for the community, like ever since I switched over. I genuinely just want to always support and help out the community that has done so much for me. So yeah, man, I've always been grateful for this community, and like I hope we can all like move past this situation, and people can forgive me and understand that like I'm human and I have fucked up. And yeah, man, just get back to just playing the game and sharing laughs, drinking beers, and shit like that. So
yeah, that's right. I want to go back and reread my comment I posted, because I think it'd be a good way to end how freaking devastated I was when you were retiring, man. Because exactly, it was a big void that we were going to have, not having you in this scene anymore. So yeah, we're really excited to have you on board. I was actually scared shitless you were going to pull out of the charity pro-am because you were retired. You're all in for that. You excited for that, by the way? We got the charity pro-am. You're playing with amateurs. I think you have a pretty good team of vibes. You excited for that?
Yeah,
little
man,
content turning on Thursday?
I'm very excited. When I got the first invite for it, I was saw like all the stuff for it, and yeah, man, I'm stoked to play in it, man. It's always cool doing like community things like that, and getting to play with people that you normally don't get to.
Yeah, that's dope, man. We're lucky to have you. You're playing with Average Jonas and Yori still. Yori is like a fucking awesome dude. I don't know if you've met him yet. Chill ass human, cool ass human. You already know Jonas. Vibes are gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a good time, man. So thank you again for doing that. The fact that you were one of the first pros that immediately signed up, which gave us the momentum to take to other pros to get them to sign up. So thank you again for that, man. I'm excited to see you guys being out on Thursday.
Absolutely, brother. And once again, I'd like to thank you for letting me come on here and take the time. And always really appreciate it. Always good talking to you, man. You're a good
Feeling
dude.
is mutual.
You're a good dude, Fallout. You're a good dude.
Appreciate it, brother. Feeling is mutual, man. I love you to death, homie. We got to get back to Wingman and some mills for you at the next event. I got your back. #1 MILF hunting wingman out there personally. So me and Rambeau are going to go. I was going to say go to town. I probably should not say that. Me and Rambeau are going to have a lot of fun in London. Enjoy ourselves, a beverage or two. I love you, homie. Vibes are always at an all-time high. We're lucky to have you in Apex Legends. With that, we're going to wrap up. Thank you so much to Rambeau for taking the time to chat with y'all. And if you guys like this, let us know. Send us some feedback. I think we've been live tweeting some clips here. So please send us feedback. And hey, maybe this is the start of something bigger. Maybe we do like a weekly podcast where we have a chance to let other pros tell their stories. And you guys know the reason I do all this, the reason I do all these, these events is I want to build stars out of these players. We need to do a better job of that, in ALGS and on the broadcast team. So if you guys enjoyed this, let us know. Maybe we can do a little bit more of it. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Rambeau, for taking the time. And we'll catch you next time, potentially. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Some Apex Legends online. Rambeau, love you, homie. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night.